Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment with me, BringItDon, and we are in Undersigil.
Maud, I'm curious. What happened to your body?
Me? I'm the head of Vecna.
Alright, let's continue. Without any further interruptions. Oh, okay. Don't have any good spells.
Hi?
I want to lure them out here.
What's up? Stinkers.
Alright. Take the one down. Hello.
Yeah. Good as done. Huh? Even what? What's up? Good as done. What's the word? Okay.
Endure.
Don't got a bone, you wicked. Yeah. Good as done. Huh?
Come on. I'll fight with just one at a time.
What?
Then, well, obviously it's more in my favor. Come on.
You know, if I get a good as done. See that?
Now, why are you running away? You're taunted. You're allowed to do that. Alright, let's go get this guy. More taunt him. Let me turn on my headset. Super loud. There we go.
I'm gone.
Well, this looks interesting. I can't inspect any of it. Or disappointing, I suppose. Is it like a little shelf of skulls? I don't know, I feel like all of this stuff would be neat to inspect, but it's fine. Didn't really want to anyway.
Why not? Got it.
All right.
Oh, come on, there we go. The heck are you? So mean. I don't know. There's only one of you, so
Yeah.
let's taunt you. Oh.
Stupid yabo, huh?
Then, just to be on the safe side, let's cast some spells. Actually, let's do the Eno Eva's duplication, and then we'll use the Action Torment.
All right.
Never mind. You can one-shot it.
Experience has increased my skills.
Heyo. What? That's weird.
What?
Alright, let's level her up. Priest abilities have increased. +5 lore gain from specialization bonus. And 8 hit points. Look at her.
I'm gone.
8 hit points is no laughing matter. Adder's Tear. Nothing. And some bandages. Well, I guess we can go ahead and use those. I guess it doesn't actually matter.
Done.
Whole bunch of Traylons. I'm out of AoE spells, aren't I?
Yes. May my faith lend me strength.
There you go. One magic damage. Fantastic.
How may I? Very well. Alright, that's a fair amount of them. Might be
not in our favor.
Maximally efficient strike. My jaw is hanging on by a
Just take
thread.
down one at a time. Methodical. There we go.
I will hear
What's
you.
up, Chief?
All right.
Green steel dagger. Alright, sure, I'll take it.
I'm gone.
Since I had to earn it, I'll take it. Gold bracelet. I'll have Mort pick that up.
What's the word? Good as done.
Done.
So Traylons sound like I don't know, a villainous alien species in Star Trek or something. It's a very sci-fi sounding name. The Klingons, the Traylons. Alright, where does this take us? Probably back up to Clerk's Ward, yep. Alright, well I'm content with that exploration.
gone.
I am going to go rest and then we'll go to the Festit. Wait, what am I trying to say? Civic Festhall. I was trying to say the Festive Civic Hall. Which is just a little backwards. I'm gonna go to the Hive and get my free rest in. If I select the right Hive location. Because why would I pay when I can stay for free?
I'm gone.
Let's rest here a couple times, get Mort and Nordum back up to full health. I don't think there's gonna be any fighting in the Civic Festhall, but I'd still rather be prepared. To slaughter a bunch of hippie sensates, then that's what I'll do. One giant sacrifice to Ravel Puzzlewell, so that I can locate her. I thought there was a...
I'm gone.
Oh, it's over here. Alright. Clerk's Ward and to the Civic Festhall, finally. It's been a long time coming.
Bulwark, also known as Wanker City.
I'm ever gonna get tired of Nordum's run. Okay, 1 second. Gotta sip my coffee. Funny thing is, coffee doesn't really wake me up. I just like the taste. Alright, so I don't know who to start with. I think I'll start with, so this is the guy we need to talk to for Reekwind's Curse, if I remember correctly. We'll talk to Splinter first, since he's right here. This towering man's golden skin sparkles slightly, almost as if it were metallic. Whether it's his actual flesh or merely painted on, you cannot tell. He regards you coolly as you approach, giving a respectful bow as you draw near. Welcome to the Civic Festhall, traveler. We are Splinter, doorman to the Festhall and priest king of Earth. How may we help you? Despite his humble offer of aid, his voice is powerful and commanding, a deep and rumbling sound that resonates throughout the chamber. How can you help me? We do many things in this fine hall, traveler. We answer questions guests might have regarding it or its inhabitants. We direct both visitors and members of the Society of Sensation alike to the Sensoriums or lecture halls. We also accept new members into the Society. Lastly, it is through us that purchases from the Society's vaults are made. Spells, items, and such. Alright, how could I buy something from the Sensate vaults? You must become a member of the Society of Sensation. Might I become a Sensate then? In order to join the Society of Sensation, one must be willing and prepared to share their own experiences. 5 are required, one from each of the senses. Alternately, one may contribute a single experience that has strong elements from all 5 senses. These must either be new sensations or improvements upon our current stock. Should we find them acceptable, they will be placed into Sensorium stones, and you, having become a sensate, will be taught the sensory touch. It will allow you to draw others' wounds onto yourself, healing them by accepting their suffering. I'm already a member of the Godsmen, but they will not forgive you. There shall be no going back. Uh-oh. So I am currently using a dagger that I can only use if I'm a member of the Godsmen. What I will do, before I join them, is I'm gonna go check out the,
I'm gone.
what is it called? The, Siege Tower. See if they have Coke's Metal has a better dagger for me. Or at least an equivalent, or, you know, close to it. Before I make a mistake. I don't remember where it was at. Was the lower ward? Yes, it was. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so before I,
The air is quite bracing here.
Portal detected.
Done.
Portal detected.
Alright. So he has a Rune Blade, which isn't great. Gives you high resistance to magic. I think I'm gonna buy these though. 4 to 6 crushing, 4 to 6 piercing. Right? Or is this better than what she currently has equipped? So what does she have? She has 2 to 8 piercing, plus an armor class, plus 1 piercing damage, plus 1 to luck. And this was what? 1 to 4 piercing. Yeah, so he doesn't really have anything great, but I think I'm going to join the Society of Sensation anyway, since they are there and available. And I might just use this just for the resistance to magic, even though we really don't run across it very often. It's a little disappointing, but oh well. Bone Dagger is actually more effective. Plus 1 to Charisma though, son of a gun.
Alright.
So I'm curious to the Society Sensation. I want to know what they have in there. Vault.
Alright.
Okay, get out of here, Shadow. Stupid thing. Alright, so to Clerk's Ward. And I'll probably make whatever quest we have in the Civic Festhall easier to do if we remember. At least that's my anticipation. Alright, so we already talked to him. Splinter regards you coolly as ever as you approach. Welcome you once more to the Civic Festhall, traveler. How may we help you? Alright, buy something from the Sensate Vaults. Might become a Sensate then. Alright, member of the Godsmen. They will not forgive you. Okay. I'm ready to join the Society of Sensation. I feel no more loyalty towards the Godsmen. First, what smell or experience involving it would you offer us? Actually, I'd like to contribute 1 experience that involves all 5 senses. I woke up, not knowing where I was, on a cold, blood-slicked iron slab in the bowels of the mortuary, a place where only the dustmen or the corpses in their care have seen. Splinter nods. Go on. My entire body reeked of embalming fluid, but even the smell of that was not enough to match the coppery scent of gore around me. Dozens of bodies lie on countless bloody slabs like the one I rose from, all in the process of being gutted, flayed, and the like by nightmarish clockwork devices for reasons unknown. The only sounds were the squeals of labored metal and the most unsteady tread of undead workers as they pushed the slabs about the mortuary on rusted iron tracks. He nods. A disturbing experience. And I even left out the part about the chattering skull that flew at me as soon as I was upright. Will it suffice, Splinter? Yes. I shall go to an empty stone now to record your experience. You will then be granted access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation, as well as taught the sensory touch. Accompany him to record your experience and learn the sensory touch. You return to the Civic Festhall's foyer with Splinter. We welcome you to the Society of Sensation, Traveler. May further journeys and experiences pave your road to the great truths of the multiverse. Okay. How can you help me, Splinter? I'd like to buy something from the Sensate Vaults. Do you have... Okay. I'm actually going to buy that... I'm actually going to take this as well. Oh, I'm full. Here you go, and alright, so this is optics, plus 2 to damage, plus 15% critical hit chance, and plus 1 luck. And it is cursed, minor artifact. Alright. How can you help me? Let's see. Let's see, what lectures are there to attend? The Festhall's current speakers include Death's Advocate, who speaks of death and what follows it, Gissus the Crooked, who speaks of the Blood War, and Three Planes Aligned, who speaks of the power of alignment and belief. Assuming they are currently here and well, we could direct you to one of their lectures at any time. Okay, we'll get back to that. How can you help me, Splinter? Had another question. Alright. I wanted to ask about you. There's little to say that we have not told you. We are the Splinter, Dormant to the Festhall, demigod son of Isihar and priest king of Planewalkers come to our world and told us of the Society of Sensation. We were fascinated and returned with them. We left in the capable hands of our queen so we might come to this place and experience servitude and humility for a time. As time does not pass here as it does in the century we have spent here will be as a mere several months in our own world. After another decade or so, we imagine, we shall be ready to return to and rule it once more. Okay. Is there somewhere I could rest here? Yes, there are lodgings within the Festhall. Should you wish to visit them, walk eastwards through the Festhall from here. You will eventually come to them. Speak to the room clerk there. Alright. Tell me about the Festhall. The Civic Festhall is one of the largest buildings in Sigil, fitting, as it is the home to the Society of Sensation, the city's largest faction. It holds the Sensoriums, lecture halls, training chambers, and such for visitors and members of the Society alike. Tell me about the Society of Sensation. The core of a sensate's beliefs is that the multiverse can only be truly known through the senses. If one cannot sense it, then a thing isn't. Only through experience, through experiencing all the sensations to be had, can the full truth of the multiverse be revealed. The Society of Sensation, then, is where experiences gather and are shared with others, usually via the Sensoriums. Alright, tell me about the Sensoriums. Sensoriums are chambers which hold many recorder or sensory stones. These stones are enchanted so that they may hold various sensations or experiences that may be later had by others using the stone. If you so please, we might direct you to one of them. Not yet. We'll get to that. Tell me about the training chambers. There are 3. One for warriors, one for thieves, and one for practitioners of magic. If you'd find them, pass through the middle door on the eastern wall, and the door beyond that as well. You will be at the corner of a hallway. Along the one that goes east, there are 3 doors, along the southern wall. Each door leads to one of the training chambers. There's someone I was looking for here. Who was it you were seeking, traveler? Mr. Stromy of the House Surma, who's right beside us. Jolmy is taken to waiting in this very chamber of late. We think she is looking or waiting for someone. In any case, she should be nearby. Let's see. Merryman. Merryman is usually pacing back and forth around the lecture halls. Travel through the middle door on the eastern wall, and the door beyond that as well. He will likely be wandering within the hallway you'll find yourself in. Alright, and Montague, a factotum here. Montague is a busy young man. He can usually be found moving between this chamber and 3 that lie along its eastern wall. And... is there anyone here who might know about Ravel Puzzlewell? Splinter's closes his eyes and thinks briefly. We'd recommend that you speak to a wizard by the name of Quell about Ravel. Quell is always somewhere in the Festhall, most often in the private Sensorium. Okay, let's see. Yeah, take me to the Sensoriums. There are 2. The public Sensorium, where visitors may use the sensory stones for anywhere between 10 and 50 commons, and the private Sensorium, where only members of the Society Sensation are allowed. You can reach neither of them yourself. We must take you there. Alright, take me to the public Sensorium then.
Done.
Alright, let's check this place out. See what these sensory stones are all about. This is an unusual greenish-yellow stone that is securely fastened to the pedestal that it rests upon. Well, let's talk to the Sensei Guide. This man's gentle voice complements his calm and refined demeanor. Greetings. Are you here to use one of the sensory stones? Yes, I am. The man smiles and explains to you some of the various sensations that are currently available for your perusal. Which one of these suit you? Unavoidable pain will do. Good. The stone you shall want to use is in one of the smaller chambers. One room clockwise from the stairwell. It is greenish-yellow in color. Is it not this one? This greenish-yellow stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience unavoidable pain. Begin the sensation. The experience is a short and violent one. Struggling with another slightly stronger man on the edge of a blazing hot stream of molten lava, your weapon hand is slowly, inexorably forced ever closer to the magma. Beads of sweat evaporate the instant they appear. The hair on the back of your hand blackens and smolders above the awesome heat. Finally, your howls of suffering echoing from the canyon walls around you, your hand in the axe it holds plunges into lava and chars to ash in a few agonizing seconds. Stir yourself from the experience. The experience seems to have stirred some long-forgotten, vaguely similar memory in your own mind. You feel as if you've gained something from using the memory stone. So I'm interested. Oh, at first I thought that was going to be the Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, Obi-Wan versus Anakin, but it wasn't. Tender Love. A good choice. The stone you shall want to use is in one of the smaller chambers, 2 rooms clockwise from the stairwell, light blue in color. Alright. This light blue stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience, Tender Love. Your eyes are closed. You can sense yourself standing on the tips of your toes, pressed against someone tightly. Soft lips brush against yours, giving you the most gentle of kisses. Your heart seems to flutter in your chest. You feel as if you could fall backwards and simply float off into space. I'm not going to reread that. It's the same description.
All right.
But this is easy experience, so we'll do the next one. Mind-numbing tedium. Okay. And it is violet in color. Alright, begin the sensation. The experience could be more than a few minutes long, but hours seem to pass. A long, boring lecture in the driest, dustiest hall in the universe of Chalm and Sigil. You look about the vast hall, hoping to catch someone's eye to pull a face at, but the other students are either asleep or staring listlessly into space. You drop your quill pen, pick it up, and drop again, just for something to do. You consider stabbing yourself in the eye with it, just to see if your senses haven't been wholly numbed by the incredible boredom. Okay.
All right.
Alright, on to the next experience. Sheer Wonder. Greenish yellow in color. Oh, Lady Thorncombe. We'll talk to her after this. Hesitantly, you open your mouth and take a shallow breath, and water flows into your lungs like cool air. You smile and take a deep breath, gawking in all directions as you slowly sink to the bottom of the harbor, where hundreds of colorful fish weave through twisting tracks of brilliant coral. As your feet touch bottom, you peer up at the keel of your ship and laugh aloud with joy, a string of great bubbles shooting up towards the surface. Okay. Consuming Impatience. You stand debating with Omnis the Horribly Slow, Keeper of the Lion Key, as to whether or not your quest is important enough for him to relinquish your artifact into your care. The whole experience is an exercise in sheer torment. Each and every one of his words is followed by a significant pause. Each and every point he makes is reiterated time and again before he lets you speak. You present an argument, then wait and wait and wait while he makes his counterpoint, to which you shoot out a snappy counterpoint of your own, then must wait yet again for another of Omnis's drawling and meandering, seemingly endless counterpoints. It's everything you can do not to simply lop the fiend's tusked head off and snatch the key from the twitching corpse. Alright. Tired Surrender. Assuming just the next one in line. And actually read which color it was, but... Alright, shuddering, chattering, hoping beyond hope to be found, you curl into yourself beneath a blanket of snow to save what little warmth you have left. Fighting to keep your eyes open, to remain awake, you become aware that you can no longer feel your arms, your legs, the ice against your face. And tired, so tired, you at last resign to the inevitable. You close your eyes, bidding sleep a bitter welcome as the sense of loss forces a single tear, doomed to crystallize before it even reaches your cheek, from your aching eyes. Well, that's a dark one. Supernatural Lust. Alright. Buckle up, everybody. You find yourself coupling with a succubus, a creature of such intense, otherworldly beauty that even her fiend's horns and thrashing tail give you no pause. She gasps under you. You desire her so completely that the whole of your existence seems focused towards a single goal. As your life explodes from you in a starry burst, you hear the delighted laughter of the succubus as she drains you dry, leaving your body but a soulless husk. Fantastic. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you should always use protection. In that case, a sword or something. Actually, are there others? Psychosis. Okay, yeah, let's experience psychosis. For gits and shiggles. Is it this one? Nope. That chamber is also the largest one. I don't know where he said it was. Is it this one? Shoot. Alright, let's go talk, because I don't remember. Alright, the stone you show want to use is in one of the smaller chambers, one room clockwise from the stairwell. Oh, we're going back through them again? Okay, that's fine. As long as the experience is different, sure. Move, everybody. Let me in.
Awaiting order.
All right. Done.
Got it. The experience is a strange one, very disturbing. You have the point of a knife pressed into someone's throat, your hand clamped over their mouth, and breath hot and heavy in their face, or breathe hot and heavy in their face. You begin to stab them, slowly. The knife dimples their skin, and eventually breaks it. There's a hot rush of blood over your forearm, the sound of strangled respiration, a horrible sense of perverted glee, and it is over.
I'm gone.
Good times. You know what, I'm just gonna control him. I'm not gonna have these guys running around with me anymore. Festering Jealousy.
All right.
Alright, so I assume we're just going to work back through these smaller stones. You feel your lip curl as the fair-haired young hero, armor gleaming like polished silver armor, once again enters your tavern. Hanging his velvet cloak on a wall peg, he surveys your patrons with a pair of eyes that's like sea gems, and a smile that sets the serving wenches swooning. You set the mug you're cleaning down and harumph loudly, thinking what it would be like to turn him upside down and shove him into a rain barrel. Bitter Loathing. Venomous tears of pain brimming in your narrow yellow eyes, you gather the tattered remains of your small, scaled red wings off the floor. You humbly back out of Groba's study, gritting your needle-like teeth beneath sealed lips. Sure, you're only a Spinagon, least among devils, but that's no cause for a pit fiend to tear your wings off because he doesn't like the message you brought him. What will your Gelligan master do now? He certainly can't say anything to Groba, and what use is a Spinagon without its wings? You'll probably get cast into the pit of flame for incompetence. Vengeance out of the question. There's little to do but shake your clawed fist and hate Groba, with all the loathing your hard little black devil's heart can muster. Stupid Groba. Pure Glee. Alright, dancing and leaping about in rhythm with the Wood Elves' bouncing festival music. You and a dozen other dancers spin through the forest clearing like a whirling dervish, smiling and laughing like mad. As the cheering forest dwellers whoop, clap, and dance alongside you, fairies careen through the air above your heads, leaving sparkling trails of colored light. Frightened Exhilaration. You twist your head to look up at the large contraption strapped to your back. A set of 4 bat-like wings extend from out of it, each made of leather pulled taut over wicker frames. From the precipice you're perched on, Dilgyar's floating fortress appears, but as a tiny speck suspended in the blue-gray sky, miles away across nothing but empty air. This is how everyone travels in the plane of air, they said. It's easy. You smirk, step back a ways, and make a running leap off the cliff into the cool wind below, leaving your stomach behind. As the wings suddenly catch the air, an amazing rush shudders through your entire body as you soar out over the nothingness and towards the Elemental Prince's abode. Grim Determination? The entire hall was in ruins and still in the process of being destroyed, as dozens of combatants hurled weapons, deadly arcane magics, and themselves at one another in a desperate struggle to be the last one standing. Plumes of acrid green smoke rose from the pile of limp bodies you dragged yourself out of, having barely escaped the wrath of some fiendish spell. There it was, across the way, through the battling throng, through the bloodthirsty battle ahead of you, sitting untouched at a miraculously upright table, your pint of mead. And you'd get it back, if you had to kill every last one of the brawling tavern patrons to do it. Okay, Grim Determination. Fantastic. Alright. Complete Bafflement. This one should be good. You wake from uneasy dreams to find yourself transformed in your dank lair into a rather small, four-limbed fleshy thing. You're lying on your shellless, as it were wholly unprotected back, and when you lift your tiny head, unadorned with its usual sensory antenna, a little you can see your pinkish belly, partly covered in soft, curling hairs, quite unlike the black bristles you're accustomed to seeing there. Your only two legs now, jut from the end of your torso, rather than up from around your abdomen. They look thick and ungainly in proportion to your body, and lie there limp, making no attempt to right you on their own. Only by actively concentrating can you move the things. What has happened to you? Alright, so if you're not familiar with the story Metamorphosis, this is the opposite of what happens to the main character in Metamorphosis. That's pretty funny. Alright, then there was, show more. Actually, what are those last few? Oh, that takes me back. Are there any more? Horrible regret. The larger chambers, 3 rooms counterclockwise from the stairwell. So this big one. We'll go through these, and then I'll probably call it an episode. You stand on the deck of your flagship, the Divine Hammer, as it floats over the continent of Agerheim, held aloft by the winds of magic. The very landscape roils and shudders beneath the bombardment of your fleet. 1,000 ships, cannons, and bombards hurling their sorcerer's fire down like vengeful gods. The shockwaves begin to hit your ship only minutes ago, a constant vibration that sends shudders through the whole of the ancient craft and moves your very bones, accompanied by a constant rumbling bass. As the land's mountains begin to sink and the seas that surround it begin to boil off into the atmosphere, your first officer comes to stand beside you. My Lord Admiral, permission to speak freely, sir. You nod your acquiescence, your stomach sinking as you guess at his question. My lord, forgive me, but how? What gives us the right? 1 billion lives. You speak without turning to him, unable to take your eyes off Rumos, the nation's vast capital city, as it vaporizes into a cloud of superheated gases 12 miles across and growing ever wider. If you only knew the full treachery of the Agarites, First Officer Felm, one which is beyond most any man's comprehension, then you would know. You would speak of our right to annihilate them? We have no right to let them live. But sir, traitors, all of them? Surely among the hundreds of thousands, how many innocents? Silence. Speak of it no more. Our king has spoken. His will be done. The task set to us is a horrible one, not fit for contemplation or questioning. There is no room for pity, no room for remorse, only duty. The two of you stand silently for a time, watching the last minutes of Agerheim. At long last you sigh, a low stuttering exhalation that sounds as if something has broken inside you. Beneath the brazen plate that covers the ruined half of your face, your dead eye begins to weep. Falm, my friend, I would have you understand. I know now, as I look down at what I have wrought here, that were I to think upon what I have done, what I have truly done, I would be struck mad. A deed such as this, the anguish would overwhelm, destroy me. So, First Officer Falm, it must be that there are no innocents in Agerheim. No mothers, no children, no people. Only traitors. Vile, cunning traitors who deserve no less than the full brunt of our most holy king's wrath. Do you understand this? Yes, my lord. Good. Now go. I wish to be alone here. By your command, Lord Admiral. Falm bows his head and returns below deck, leaving you to stand over the end of a civilization. I'm curious if that's supposed to be reminiscent of an Exterminatus from Warhammer 40k. I mean, that's the feeling I got. Was someone committing an Exterminatus? Shock and a rise to seething vengefulness will do. I don't remember which one he said it was, but I assume it's this one.
I estimate fall from grace to be found attractive by the male sex of over 321,423 separate species. Give or take 5.
Oh, does that include Modrons?
I am no longer able to answer that question. I do not know.
Alright, you stand somewhere in the nether regions of the plains, a sweltering place where the ground is beaten copper and the sky is of brass. Here, the bodies of sinners, petitioners in this horrid place, are rolled amongst the iron brambles and bronze scorpions until their bones are fine, grey dust. You squint at the horizon, the bone dust rising with putrid-smelling gusts of wind that carry with them the sound of agonized moaning. There's nothing but flat, metallic landscape as far as the eye can see. The dust is everywhere, in everything. It stings at your eyes, coats the insides of your mouth with a pasty film. You spit, wiping at it with your finger, but it's of no use. The stuff's taste has fouled your mouth completely. You look down at the key in your hand, a minute platinum orb, and picture the man's face who solemnly swore to you the magical portal you just passed through, now gone of course, led to the green fields of Bitopia. Someone, by all the powers in their proxies, was going to pay for this. By the way, these experiences are also worth double the experience of these shorter ones. Slowly dawning horror. Well, this one will be fun. How good could it be, you think, regarding the burgundy liquids carefully? Across the table from you, the twisted old man smiles slyly. Please, sir, try. He whispers, his hushed voice the sound of dry leaves blown over a roughly cobbled street. Thou shalt find it more than lives up to thy expectations, I am sure. You nod at him and lift the crystal goblet into the air, watching the light play through the crimson liquor. You come a long way for this drink. Search long and hard to find this old man. You'll be darned if you let anything rush you now. The moment was to be savored. You raise the glass to your lips, inhaling the stuff's aroma. The bouquet is light, sweet, intoxicating, almost dizzyingly so. You've tried countless drinks, written tomes about them, their flavors and smells, means of manufacture, in your journeys across the plains. But this stuff was supposed to be legendary. No living man you'd found or heard of had tried the stuff. The stories were ridiculous. Nothing could taste quite so good. But if there were the slightest bit of truth to them, this would be some fine liquor indeed. At last you drink of the goblet, a cautious sip. Incredible, indescribable. As the flavor washes over your palate, you fight the urge to shudder with delight. Nothing you have tried in all your long years has tasted quite like this. You look up at the old man, startled to find your glass empty. You had drained it all in a single draught. You wipe your eyes with the back of your hand, not entirely sure when you had begun to cry. Tears of joy, eh? The old man laughs softly. Quite pleasing to the tongue, is it not? Wouldst thou like some more, perchance? He smiles at you once more. Yes, if I might. Surely, he replies, refilling your glass. Try as you might, you cannot resist downing it in a single gulp. You thrust your finger into the goblet in an attempt to find some last hidden drop of the stuff. Several times more does he fill the goblet, and each time you gulp the stuff down as a starving man would devour a feast, unable to control yourself, to deny yourself another exquisite taste of it. He chuckles softly once more. A drink such as this, man would do anything for it, no? You nod without hesitation. Yes, a man would. Look at him, his sly smile suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. A sense of horror begins to creep over you, even as you begin to yearn painfully for more of the blood-red liquor. Yes, the old man grins, his yellow eyes gleaming. A man would do anything, in the thrall of such a drink, even the most terrible, the most heinous of deeds, as shall see my newest servant. Alright, I wasn't really impressed with that. That could have gone in a couple other directions, but that's fine. Incredible frustration. It's probably this one. You can see it now, the crown of Hyphon gleaming upon a marble pedestal. No more than 20 strides away it is. With it you could wrest control of the armies of Athenopolis away from your treacherous brother and restore your father's kingdom. A fool, your wretched brother was. You smiled grimly at the thought, to leave the king's only daughter alive, thinking she could do him no harm. A sound, the creak of leather sandals, the softest hiss, over there, by that third pillar. She's close now. Polyphe the Medusa, jealously guarding the crown her servants had stolen for her so long ago. Crouching behind a wide pillar, you wrap your hand tightly around your trusted, thrice-blessed javelin. With your helm of swiftness and the 100-mirrored shield, even a beast such as Polyphe would be no match for you. Any moment now, she would round the pillar and meet the sight of you. Even if she turned away from the shield, your javelin would surely find her throat. Suddenly there is a gentle touch on your shoulder. You gasp, spinning around to face, of course, the Medusa. Accepting the inevitable, you only have time to loose a piercing cry of frustration before your lungs, and every other part of you, solidifies into cold gray stone. Alright. A vastly important secret. Alright, 6 Imperial servants rush ahead of you, swinging the golden doors of the Dragon Palace wide. Long live the Empress, they cry in unison. 1,000 years, long live the Empress. 1,000 years. Beyond the threshold, dozens of loyal warlords, kings in their own right, drop to their knees, touching their heads to the floor in deference as you pass them en route to the Grand Imperial Throne. As you turn and face your minions, seating yourself upon the Imperial Throne, you allow a small, satisfied smile to creep across your carefully painted lips. There's but one thought in the forefront of your mind. That the body of the young Empress, Wu Sun Sha, lies broken at the bottom of the Well of Solitude, and that you, Bai Hua, a horse merchant's daughter, are at last poised to shake the Empire and the corrupt Wu dynasty to its very foundations. Alright, this will be the last session. Lycanthropy. Suddenly aware that the hour has almost come, you leap from your bed and run flying from your cottage and into the surrounding woods. Stumbling in the dark, you come to a small moonlit clearing, the one you had found last week and decided to use tonight. You hastily strip off your clothes, sit in the long grass, and wait. You close your eyes, listening to the steady chirp of crickets, the throaty croaking of bullfrogs in the nearby creek, the rustle of the grass as the wind caresses it. What would someone think, seeing this through your eyes, experiencing this moment and what was next to come? Soon you travel to the city, find a cleric to rid you of the curse, but for now, you may as well make the best of things. You rub your hands together with anticipation, grinning like a bearded, fire-haired giant of a madman, sitting naked and alone in a forest clearing in the dead of night. A prickling sensation runs across your skin, and your senses sharpen dramatically. You breathe in through your nose, inhaling the scent of everything around you, the damp earth, the sweat on your cast-off clothes, the possum clinging fearfully to the tree behind you. You open your eyes and look down at your forearms. Faint moonlight reveals the slightest quivering across their surface, but in moments the flesh begins to ripple impossibly, tufts of thick brown fur sprouting forth. With a grisly crackling sound, like popping joints and grinding bones, your back and shoulders begin to hunch and broaden, uncomfortable, but not quite painful. Your muscles, your entire body mass, doubles, triples in size, and continues to grow. Still fascinated by the transformation yourself, you watch as your fingers wither away to nothing, hands swelling into meaty paws from which burst fur and massive black claws. The night seems to have become brighter as your eyes transform, become accustomed to the darkness. A wide muzzle comes into view, and you touch your wet, snuffling nose delicately, chuckling to yourself. Next time, you think, you'll have to stare into a mirror or pond as the curse takes effect. Watch your face warp and change, losing its familiar shape to become a bear's. Soon it becomes difficult to concentrate upon anything but your most basic urges. Food would be good, right now. Yes, food. Perhaps you get lucky and find a nice fat catfish in the creek. You rise off your massive haunches with a huff and begin to amble through the trees on all fours, heading for the water's edge. I am curious to see what this guy has to say, because I didn't ask him questions. The man nods. This is the public Sensorium, whose chambers hold a recorder or sensory stones. Each of the stones contains a particular sensation, or set of sensations, which the user can experience for his or herself. A sensate is free to use them at their leisure, while visitors must pay a small fee. Does this answer your questions? For the most part, I like to use one of the stones now. Okay, I'm going to say no, that doesn't answer my questions. Then I cannot help you, unless of course you would care to make use of the stones. Okay, so he doesn't actually have anything to say. So in the next episode, we will talk to Thorncombe, wherever she went. Let me find her real quick. I'm just wasting time now. This episode's already going to be pretty long. Lady Thorncombe? Where'd you go? Oh, there she is. Alright, in the next episode we'll talk to her, and then we'll go back down and maybe check out... We'll probably try to do some of the quests. Maybe sit in on some of the lectures. It seems like there's going to be a lot to do in the Civic Festhall. So it'll probably be a few episodes spent here. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next episode.